Hello, and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be doing a voiceover for stage 31 because my microphone was not working and I didn't catch it. So I'm going to open the bag, or open the book, look at the parts after we take them out of the bag. And what we're working on in this stage is the right knee joint. This is the first stage of the right knee joint. We got some plastic parts, a metal part, and some little brackets, along with a spring and some screws. So I'm looking at the parts. Those two are the lower knee joint parts. There's the gear, the spring, the metal part. There's a screw in there, as well as a nut, and this little gear piece. They call it a gear, I call it a ratchet, is what's going to keep the knee from just flopping all over the place. First thing we do is we're going to get out the pieces from this bag, put them in one of my little tins. And we got a couple of sets of screws, some ES and some EP screws. Or sorry, ES and SP screws. SP and EP. So I'm making sure I've got the screwdrivers, got out the big one and the medium-sized one. Definitely not going to need the PH1. And so the first thing we have to do is identify this part. This part has a socket in it for the nut to go into. And we're going to put the nut in there and then put the bracket on top of it and hold that in place with the two of the SP screws. And I always use the tweezers to get the nut into these because you have to be able to play with it a little bit and you can't really pull it back out. But you can see there I got it in place. Then we got this little bracket that its only job is to hold that nut in there until we put the screw through it. So we're going to get a couple of the SP screws and we're going to thread them in there and hold that piece in place. These screws are really tiny. I should show that to you right about here. Tiny, tiny screws. Had a little bit of problem getting this to thread in. It was a little bit iffy. There, it's not quite going in. Moving it around. Put the screw back on the end of the screwdriver. This time I get it into place. And I don't tighten it all the way down because I want to get the other one in place first. Quick note, I did over tighten these screws, so I did actually split the part a little bit. Not in the long run, not going to really matter that much, but it's something you need to be aware of. You need to be careful not to over tighten these parts. So I got that one. I think that, there we go. Got it threaded in. I tighten it all the way down. This is where I over tighten it. And I go back to the other one and over tighten it as well. Just making sure that it stays in place. But like I said, and I ended up over tightening it. Not a big deal. You know, it's only there long enough, or only there to hold the nut in place. And here's where I show. Come on. There you go. You can see there how both ends are split a little bit. I over tightened it. Nothing I can do. Shooing Donnie's fly away. Donnie's fly makes the rounds, visits everybody. So next thing we got to do is drop the spring and the ratchet piece in here. Almost drop the ratchet piece in first. We put the spring in, push this piece in. It made a resounding snap when it went into place. Didn't want to go at first. There, snapped pretty good. Turn the page, and it says to put the metal leg piece on there, or ratchet piece towards the other ratchet piece. That's what's going to keep it from just flopping around. You can see teeth on there are going to mesh up with the teeth on the other piece. And I do have to say, this feels so weak at this point once this is put together with just these two screws. It'll eventually get more screws in, which will hold it in place. It'll be good, but it feels weak when you try and rotate the knee. So I've got the two screws out, put the spares away, or the spare away. And I had a little bit of trouble here getting it to initially go in. I ended up finally looking, and I'm realizing I wasn't lining up the posts with the sockets. Goes into those two holes. This one doesn't want to go in at first. So what I end up doing is going to the other one after I take it back apart, double check the alignment. So I put it in the bottom one first because the bottom one lines up a little bit easier. And I did when I realized that I had not been recording audio. I do cut the video off pretty quick. Kind of disgusted with it because this was my second video of the day, so I knew I had to do 2 voiceovers. Getting the screw lined up, getting it tightened in there. I talked about how loose it feels, how shaky it feels after I got it put together. And that's what the rest of the video is me messing with it, going, sorry, almost forgot. I put the screw through the bolt, or the screw through the nut. You have to tighten that down, but not too tight. I tighten it down what feels initially, it was snug, but it felt like it was too tight because the knee wouldn't rotate. I loosened it a little bit. Everything felt like it was going to fall apart, so I tightened it back up. You can see there, it is really difficult to spin this. So I loosened it a little bit. And it does go, but it just feels so flimsy. There I'm talking about how loose it is. So I'm straightening that back out. And now I'm going to tighten the screw down, talking about where it belongs. And that's all there was in this video, really. So, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm enjoying this build, but it does have its issues. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'm going to go ahead and let this just run on out.